If you clicked my thumbnail, I can bet money that you want to know about the Edmonton real estate market, how it's doing, and where it's headed this fall. Well, stay tuned because I'm going to fill you in on all those details. Helping you buy and sell real estate in the Edmonton and surrounding areas, my name is Adrienne Carlton with eXp Realty, and you are watching YEG Cribs.
Here we go.
If you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're doing it wrong.
Okay guys, let's recap the year a little bit. We started out at a certain point and we have ended up at a very different point. Pricing has gone up about 10%, and what we saw throughout this spring was, well, it gave us a good reminder of the COVID days, the good old COVID days when we had a massive spike in the market. Our real estate went up. I mean, on a $450,000 home, it went up sometimes $100,000 from the previous year. So in Alberta, that's a lot. Like we saw prices jump in a way that was just outrageous. Then what happened was it cooled off. The interest rate started to go up. That pulled a lot of buyers back. They waited, and then a year and a half later, those rates started to be held. They stopped going up, and then they started to drop even. So that has brought us to where we ended up this spring. After a couple rate holds and then even a rate drop or two, now all of a sudden our real estate is like just exploding again. I'm just gonna say it, it's like out of control. There was a time when, I mean, seeing those homes in COVID like sell for so high, you were just like, what is happening? This is so wrong. And I actually sold a personal property back then. I was so stoked. I was like, yeah, now's the time to sell. I'm gonna make me some money finally on this property. Well, you know what they say? They say, don't wait to buy real estate, buy real estate and wait. I wish I would have waited till this year, because that same house that I had made a profit on, I think it sold for around $480. I had real estate friends at the time being like, there's no way that home should sell for that price. When that happened, when I saw your home sell for that price, I couldn't believe it. And I was like, yeah, man, me too. But I'm really stoked that it did. That home now would probably sell for, I'm gonna say 30, 40,000 more, like probably 500, 510, 520. So yeah, this is the reality of where we're at. If you're looking at buying this fall, I mean, you should have bought in the spring because it was a little bit cheaper. Now our prices have gone up, and just in a matter of 6 months, like they have gone up drastically. So what I expect for this fall is that we are going to have a very hot market. The data is telling us that, and so is my boots on the ground experience. Currently right now, multiple offers are happening steadily all the time. That's just, I mean, a few years ago, that was not a regular normal thing. If you're in BC and Ontario, it probably was. For us to continuously have multiple offers and what feels like a shortage of inventory is not normal for us, and it's still happening. So if you're looking to buy out here, just be prepared. The market is hot. Just to give you a little example, I was writing an offer on an acreage property just last week for some clients of mine. There was 8 other offers. The home sold $71,000 above asking price, unconditional. So if you're looking at the market and you're seeing like, oh, that property looks like a good deal, like, let's be real, the property was underpriced, but that can be a bit of a strategy by the realtors out here that they want to drive up, they want to drive that mindset of the buyers of bringing their best foot forward. So, well, I was going to put an inspection condition in, but I'm not now. Well, I was just going to give $10,000 for a deposit, but now I'm going to give $50,000. It drives that desire to fight for the property. So if you see a really good deal, it's not gonna sell for that price. I think we all know when we're looking on the shelf at the grocery store, like what's a good deal and what isn't, and what something is worth. And so that's why people buy 10 cans of something when it's on sale, because they're like, this is a dang good deal. When you see a good deal on the market, be prepared to pay a lot more than that, okay? Don't be fooled. Just because it's priced one way does not mean that is the value of it. I had a couple last year that were going to buy a house, but then they pulled back. They said, I'm gonna wait for the interest rates to go down. And lo and behold, circumstances changed. Their landlord is now selling the place they're in, and they're kind of like, well, shoot, we actually have to buy now. and prices are up. You know, they're saying to me like, holy smokes, Adrienne, the prices have gone up so much from last year. And it's like, yeah, they did. That was kind of the risk, right? We all knew interest rates were going to drop eventually, and what happens when rates go down? Prices come up. So a lot of people are in that position now where they're finding that they waited and now they didn't get the result that they had hoped for, which was to save money. So those buyers that held off last year are out on the market. They're shopping now because they're like, well, if I wait another 6 months, prices could go up another $30,000, $40,000. So they're shopping. We've got the out of province buyers shopping, and all of that is creating a scarcity in our inventory. So let's look at some stats. You've heard enough from me. I'm going to show you guys the numbers. All right, so we're looking at the Greater Edmonton area stats from the Realtor Association of Edmonton. Let's just take a quick look at the benchmark price trend just to show you a visual of what I was talking about. January 2024, the pricing was at around $370 for the benchmark price, and now in August 2024, we're up to $410. So they say the best time to buy and sell is in the spring. Well, this year it's the fall. That is for sure. Now let's just take a look at the other stats. So okay, here's based on August 2024 in the Greater Edmonton area. We had 5,700 homes, 5,800 homes of inventory on the market. Out of that, we sold 2,500 homes, almost 2,600 homes. So where that puts us at is about a 2-month amount of inventory, which is very much a seller's market, like just low inventory. Anything under 5 months is considered a seller's market. If you're to go back and look at July and June, we had 2 months of inventory. Now we're at around 2.5 months, so we have a little bit more, but that's because the fall market has not really popped off. What I find is it does start to pick up again in September, but it really hits October, November, and basically almost up until Christmas. I don't know why people want to shop at Christmas, but it always happens. So it's all good. I'll help you whenever, wherever. So this gives you an idea just of the numbers. We clearly have a low amount of inventory, which has been a trend. What I'm finding is the builders out here, like a lot of builders are somewhat keeping up with the pace of the market and providing spec homes. So I'm seeing a large amount of spec homes on the market versus pre-owned homes. Pros and cons to that, like you get a brand new home, you get a new warranty. Con is you have to pay a lot of money to do the yard. So the landscaping, the fence, quite often the deck, your basement isn't finished. And if you can find a pre-owned home where all those things are done, you're not coughing up all that extra money. I have done the pre-owned home route and I have done the new build route. I would highly recommend if you can find something that is just everything's done for you, turnkey, you're not putting any more money into it. Even if it's a bit older, there's things you can spruce up. You can change paint, you can change hardware on cabinets, you can paint the cabinets. I painted the cabinets in my house. It cost me like $3,000 and they look beautiful, modern, they're awesome. You can change light fixtures. So many small, easy things to do that don't cost a ton can really level up your ambiance in your home and change the interior, make it more modern. So try not to get sucked into the new. Like, don't get me wrong, I love new homes. I love the new builds. It's so lovely to have something beautiful and new and clean and no one else's smell in it. But if you can find something that's like, you know, close to that, maybe a few years old and there isn't a ton of updating needed, then I highly recommend that, because you just never really prepare mentally for what it's actually going to cost you at the end of the day to finish that yard. And by the way, beware of sloped yards. The builder might say, oh no, the grade will change after we do the rough grade and the final grade. It rarely changes, and you're going to be spending thousands of dollars to put in a retaining wall so you can have usable flat yard. So just lots of things that you don't think about beforehand when buying new. I'm kind of going on a little bit of a ramble or a rant. If you're still watching at this point in the video, then that means you are finding this valuable. So that makes me happy. There are people that are moving out this way that they want to like soak up as much info as they can. So that's what this part of the video is for, I guess you could say. But yeah, Spruce Grove, Stony Plain, very hot areas in the greater Edmonton area. Beaumont, oh my gosh, Beaumont is so hard to find a home. It's insane. Like anything in that 450, 500 range that comes up, it's gone. Like instantly you have to jump on it. So be prepared for that. All the markets are hot, everything's hot all around, but yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'll just say that. It'll be rewarding when you finally get that house, you land it. I had a client that landed a house and like we had tried for a few and they're like, oh, I think I like this, but not ready to pull the trigger. Seeing like home after home get snapped up, and then they were prepared for when the one came along that they're like, okay, this really fits the bill. We put in an offer, we won, we were against 3 or 4 other offers, and it was so rewarding to get that perfect home for them. So if you come out and you are in this rat race that the buyers are in, just know that keep your head up. You will find the one. You might miss out on some, but another great home will come along, and just stay the course. Jump as quick as you can when you see something that you like, and you will get a home. So that's my word of advice and encouragement for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck this fall if you are buying or selling. If you need a realtor and you are coming from out of province, or heck, I helped someone just in one town over from me, 15 kilometers, that found me on YouTube. If you are local, I will help you. I would love to help you. So local or out of province buyers, feel free to reach out. I'm here for any questions. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.